Alright, today we're going to give a tutorial on trolling. And we're going to give it, it's going to be on two parts. This part one is going to be trolling the shallows. Our procedures for trolling the shallows versus trolling deep water is different. When we're working the shallows, we're going to contour troll. When we're working deeper water, we're mostly going to be doing straight line passes. So today we're going to talk about contour trolling, but we have to talk about the tools we're going to use to do that. And the tools we're going to use to troll is a Buck Perry spoon plug. Some of you are familiar with them, some of you aren't, but the spoon plug is the best lure ever designed for many reasons. We can go more details about that later, but the number one reason is they were designed for specific depth and speed control. Each lure will run a certain depth range, and when you're trolling, contour trolling, you want that lure to be on the bottom, bumping the bottom, or as close to the bottom as you can. And the only way to achieve that is with a lure that will run with exact depth control. Right over here, we have the Buck Perry spoon plugs here, and Buck makes them in 7 different sizes. You got this. The numbering systems may seem a little bit doesn't make much sense, but you got a 500, 400, 250, 200, a 100, a 700, and an 800 series, and they're designed to run at specific depths. You take this one over here, this 500, will run 2 to 4 feet, 4 to 6 feet. 6 to 9, 9 to 12, 12 to 15 feet, 15 to 20, and 20 to 25 feet. So with this family of spoon plugs we have here, we can have exact depth and speed control from 2 feet down to 25 feet. And we add, that's trolling with regular monofilament, no bow line. And if you run it with braided line, you can probably add another 15 to 20% running depth, and if you switch to wire line, you can double the running depth. So if we're using wire line, we can have total depth and speed control all the way down to 50 feet. Now, when we're contour trolling the shallows, as Buck says, the shallow water is anything from 8 to 10 feet. So from 0 feet to about 8 to 10 feet is shallow water. Anything deeper than that 8 to 10 foot range is deep water. So we're going to show you how to contour troll the shallows, and we're going to, pick about 9 feet running depth that we're going to start with. So, okay, we're going to start trolling, contour trolling the shallows. We're going to troll, right on that, 9, 10 foot depth area. So I'm using a 200 spoon plug. I'm using it on a short line. We have exact depth control. This lure, this 200 series spoon plug, will run 9 to 12 feet depending on your line length. The shorter line will run at 9 feet, longer line will get you down to 12 feet. And the shorter line is going to be about 20 to 30 yards, which would be about, if you're using no bow line, of course we know that no bow line is color coded every 10 yards. In this case I'm just using a trolling reel with a line counter. So 20 yards would be 60 feet. 60 to 90 feet of line what I want to let out here. So I'm going to let out, say 80 feet. Yeah, it should give me a running around, 9 to 10 foot range. Start her up. I got my line counter reset to 0. I'm going to let out about 80 feet of line. There we go. Got my partner Casey here with me. He's letting out the same line too. About 80. See my rod tip here. You can see that it's vibrating. I'm not pumping the bottom. So I want to slowly turn the boat in towards the shallows until I start pumping the bottom. I'm on looks like I'm on about a 10 to 11 foot flat right here. You can see that my lure's still vibrating. I'm not pumping yet. I feel that lure pumping. Right now, I'm angling the boat towards the shallows to get a little shallower. And I just saw my depth unit. It came up, so I'm going to start pumping here real soon. And right there. I can feel my lure pumping bottom. can see the rod tip bouncing a little bit there. Now I pumped the bottom. Now I'm going to angle the boat out towards deeper water until I stop running, until I stop pumping the bottom. You know, and I'm learning a lot about the lake right now. I'm pumping the bottom. I can feel that I've got a hard bottom here. I'm going out, away. I'm still pumping here. I'm still angling out away from shore. And right there, my lure stopped pumping bottom. I got deeper here. So now I'm going to angle closer to shore until I start pumping the bottom again. Now I'm in, 11 and a half. Dropped off to about 11, 12 feet of water. I'm angling a little closer to shore. But you want to run the shallows so your lure is, your goal is to get the lure try to bump the bottom all the time, or try to be as close to the bottom. It's going to be impossible to bump the bottom all the time, but you want to keep your lure running at that depth that is running at, so you're as close to the bottom as possible. Try to bump the bottom. If it gets too shallow on you, you don't want to plow the bottom. You just want to, lightly bump the bottom. But say it gets up to 5 feet of water, 4 feet of water, and your lure is designed to run at 9 feet, you'd be plowing the bottom. What you can do then is just raise your rod tip up like this if it gets really shallow on you. And that will make your lure come up a little bit too. And then as it gets deeper, you can bring your rod tip down like this. But I'm just going to keep on angling the boat closer towards the shore here until I start catching bottom again. I didn't pick a very good area of the lake to do this because it's pretty flat, not too many bars in this part of the lake. I've got like a 10-foot flat here. It's just gradually getting shallower. But there you go. I just started in a little bit. Right, I'm really close to the bottom. Every now and then I'm ticking the bottom. And if your lure catches something like that, a lot of times just give it a quick jerk like this. Give the rod a quick jerk like this. You're going to clean off the lure. If you pick up any, the leaf or anything on the bottom. But you can feel that vibration of the spoon plug really good here. And you should be able to tell when you're bumping the bottom, when you're running, or when your lure gets fouled. If it gets fouled pretty bad, it will usually flip over and come to the surface and float. Most of the time, some quick jerks like this will clear it and get your lure back down again. Alright. We're at about 8-9 feet, and it looks like we still have some scattered weeds here about that same depth too. So. But you can see my lure vibrating and not quite on the bottom yet. I'm right around 9 feet of water. My lure is right at the bottom. I'm not quite feeling it bump, but we just get it a little bit shallower here. At about, you can see my lure just came up to the top there. Got fouled, so I'm giving it a quick jerk. I can feel it vibrate, running good again now. It should get back down on the bottom. This particular area here, we have a pretty soft bottom. You can feel it occasionally hit the bottom, and it's not the hard bottom that I had further back there. All right, now we're going to show you how to do a quick turn. I've got my partner Casey here, and depending on which way I turn, you always want, when you make a turn, you can leave your lines out. I'm going to show you how to do this and make a turn with your lines out there. The important thing of making a turn is you want to keep your line close to the water level, and you want, when you make the turn, you want the line to hit the side of the boat. And I'm going to make a outside turn, so my line is going to be on the outside. Casey's line is going to be inside, and he's going to actually put his rod tip in the water like this when he's on the inside. Now I'm going to make my turn here. Now I'm going to speed up the motor. I'm going to turn around, make my turn. Then I'm going to straighten it out. got some junk, but cleared it off. It should be back down again. See, there's some weeds in this area here. That's what we're hitting. Casey must have lures got fouled here, I think, but well, that's how to make a turn. You know what? I'm gonna make that was a outside turn. I'm gonna make an inside turn. So on the inside turn, I'm gonna have my lure in the water like this. The guy on the outside of the boat has to make sure that his line, he can't put it all the way in like that because it's gonna cut across underneath the motor, end up getting cut, making a mess and all that stuff. So the guy on the outside, when I'm making an inside turn, has to make sure that he keeps his rod close to the water level and let the line hit the back of the boat. It won't hit the motor, anything like that. All right, now I'm gonna make a inside turn. All right, here we go. I'm gonna keep my lure in the water, my rod tip in the water like this. My partner's keeping his against the side of the boat. I'm making my turn. Straighten it out. I can feel my boat, the lure caught up with the boat. You can see my rod tip vibrating again. And there we go. No tangles, no messes at all like that. So just remember, the guy on the inside, when you're making a turn, you want to put the rod tip in the water like this. The guy on the outside, you want to let the line, you want to get the rod tip close to the water and let the line rest against the back of the boat. Then make your turn and shouldn't have any issues or any problems like that. So once again, when you're contour trolling the shallows, you want to slowly go up. I just tick a little bit there. So once you start running the bottom pretty good, I'm watching my depth finder here too. I can tell if I'm getting too shallow or too deep as well, but I'm doing it by feel. I'm letting the lure tell me. I know this lure right now is running at right about 9.5 feet. So as soon as I feel it hitting bottom, I know that I'm in 9.5 feet of water. As soon as I feel it stop, I know I'm deeper than that. So it's just a matter of slowly angling out. If I'm pumping too much, if I'm not pumping, I'm going to slowly turn it and angle in towards shoreline right there. That's a quick tutorial on trolling the shallows. And let's stop this reel in here. As it says in the book, that there's 4 things we have to learn how to do. That is how to troll the shallows, cast the shallows, troll deep water, and then cast deep water. There's a really good rock bar up here. It's really going to show you, you can see the lure bumping and all that. I'm going to make some passes on there. You can see what I'm talking about. There's a rock bar that comes out. It comes up about 2 or 3 feet. It's all hard bottom, surrounded by soft bottom, and it's just a long rock bar coming out. Right now we're in 14 feet of water. I'm going to let out my about 80, 90 feet of line, which would be about 20 to 30 yards. Stop it there. Okay. You can see my rod tip is vibrating. I'm running free. I'm in about 13, 14 feet of water. My lure is running about 9.5 feet deep. So it's running free. You've seen it vibrate like this. And as soon as I come up on this rock bar, you're going to see I'm starting to hit the bottom. Alright, I'm watching my depth finder here. It's coming up now. You should see, keep an eye on my rod tip here. And you'll see it's running free. It's running free. And boom, I'm pumping the bottom down, pumping the bar. There you can see it bouncing. My spoon plug is just ticking the bottom there now. In about 9.5, 10 feet of water. So I'm just lightly pumping the bottom here now. Pumping, pumping. You can see that rod tip bouncing a little bit. I've got a nice walk on the bottom. Pumping. I should be running free real soon here now. Coming off the bar. Yep, I'm running free there now. I'm off the bar. I'm going to turn around. You'll see it again. So I'm off the bar now. I'm in about 12, 13 feet of water. I'm going to make a turn. My rod tip close to the bottom here. There I am. I'm in 12 feet of water. My lure is running free. Like I said, I'm using a 200 series spoon plugs on a pretty short line. So my lure is running around 9.5, 10 feet, around that range there. I'm in 12 feet of water right now. You can see my tip vibrating that I'm running free. Vibrations from the spoon plug. I'm coming up on the bar right now. I should start bumping it in a little bit here. There you go. I'm light. There you go. There's bumping it right there. The top of the bar here is about 10 feet, so I'm just very lightly bumping the bar here. You can see my rod tip bouncing around. You can see what it looks like when I bump in. I can feel it, you know, and it's transmitting to me what the bottom is, because I can feel that bumping action. You can tell that it's rocks. It's a harder bottom there. And bumping, lightly bumping. I should be coming off the rock bar real soon here. Yep, I'm not bumping anymore. You can see I'm running free, and I can look at my depth finder. I can see I'm in 14 feet of water. I'm off the bottom. I'll make one more pass on that. Now I don't have anybody in the boat with me right now, so I can just take my rod, keep it down like that, make my turn. I can feel the lure blink. The boat picked up my lure. It's behind the boat now. You can see my rod tip vibrating. I'm in around, I was in 14 feet of water. It's slowly coming up. I'm in 12 and a half. I'll be coming up to that rock bar again here in just a second. All right, the rock bar, I can see it in my depth finder. Just came up now. So my lure should be coming up on it in about another 5 seconds here or so. There it is. See my rod tip. I'm walking the bottom. Just walking the top of this bar here. Now I can vary my speed a lot when I do this. You know, I go with a faster speed, slow it down. You're going to have a minimum speed needed to keep the spoon plug going. That's usually going to be roughly about a mile and a half minimum speed you need to get that action in that spoon plug. But I can have depth and speed control from about a mile and a half slow speed with the spoon plug to as fast as I want to go. Just came off the bar here though. All right, I'm running free. You know, I can feel the vibration of the spoon plug. If it doesn't feel like it's vibrating right, I could have picked up something off the bottom. A couple quick shakes like this, jerks like this, usually will shake it off. And there you go. As you can see my rod tip vibrating again, that the lure's running okay. All right, that's a quick tutorial on how to troll the shallows. We'll come out with another video soon on how to troll deep water. And in deep water, we're more concentrated with making straight line passes. And then it's trolling it, casting the shallows, and then how to cast deep water. Thanks for watching.